Hello and welcome to the latest webinar in how to survive and thrive during this pandemic. In this particular webinar, we're going to be looking at the 7 habits for highly effective time management. Indeed, this has been a topic that has been really at one of the top of my clients' agendas. How on earth do we manage our time, particularly during these very confusing times? Indeed, during the pandemic, we've been forced to rethink about how we do some of the things that we've been doing for many, many years. It's been very much part of our culture. So, for example, how do we work effectively from home? Indeed, that's a topic of another webinar that I offer. But how do we get back some sort of control, coming out of an environment like an office where we've been commuting and we're so used to and feeling that we've got to then lift and shift our office environment to home? How do we take back that control? And indeed, how do we take and make the best use of our time? One of the questions people are asking at this stage is, will we ever get back into the office, or is working from home to stay? Indeed, we don't know the answer to that. But in either situation, time doesn't change. We need to know how to be effective, and time management is all about being effective. And that pressure of modern business to do more, to do better, to do faster with less isn't going away. And we constantly see this tension between how do we manage our time, but maintain the high quality that we're expected to deliver at a cost that is going to be acceptable for us to run an efficient and effective business. Indeed, Carl Honoré, in his excellent book In Praise of Slowness, is really challenging our values, our culture, our norms. He talks about the cult of speed. Everything that we do has to be done now. And indeed, he's saying that we're actually moved from being human beings to be human doers. So is it now not an opportunity to think about, are we really making the best use of it? So I'm putting all of those to one side, and I'm going to use the 7 habits of highly effective people merely as a framework to move us from being somewhat out of control, or that feeling of sometimes being out of control in managing our time, to trying to be more resilient and how we can take that control and decide what we're going to do with the time that we've been given. Indeed, habit number 1 is about taking that responsibility, deciding that whatever comes into my inbox, whatever phone calls I get, I'm going to choose how I'm going to respond to that. That's about being proactive. Habit number 2 is beginning with the end in mind. It's really questioning why we're doing what we're doing. What are our objectives? What are our targets? What are our goals? And if we don't know what they are, then we can find that we're going down a lot of rabbit warren holes and not actually being productive as we'd like to be. So we need to think about habit number 3, putting first things first. What do we schedule? Do we schedule the things that are urgent, or schedule the things that are important? And indeed, if we know what our why is, we should be always driving towards fulfilling our why, our targets and goals. So that's how we put first things first. And think win-win, which is habit number 4. I want to look briefly at the Pareto principle, which is saying, if we can understand the 20% of activities that we do that make and help us to deliver the 80% of things that we need to do, then we're going to be more productive, rather than trying to do 100%. Habit number 5 is seek first to understand. So let's understand why we procrastinate, why we put things off, and I've got some hints and tips of how to help you to be more effective in that area. Habit number 6 is managing your time productively, and how we can do that together. That's what Synergize is all about. And there I'll look about how we can manage meetings, how we can be more effective with emails, and how we can manage our office, whether it's at home or whether in the office itself. And finally, we look at sharpening the saw. And this is all about making the habits a habit. How can we create some routines so we can actually make these things very much a part of what we do and how we do it? So I'd like to thank you for your time, wish you the best of luck in managing your time. My contact details are here, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.